9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Yeah. Wow, that was a delayed effect from my machine. Took us a while to change scenes. How you guys doing? Welcome to the stream. We are definitely doing Bring Your Tactics today. We've got some of your tactics in the show. We have a few. I just want to make sure that we are not streaming on Twitch, so we'll get it and we will stream on Twitch as well. Yes, welcome to the show, everyone. Hope you're well. Oh no, camera moved. Ah, that's why. We're all blue, baby. We're all blue. How are you guys doing, man? So we got some tactics in here today, and we're gonna be doing Bring Your Tactics. I will post up the link in chat because I'm sure some of you want to get your tactics in. This is a show where I, basically try out your tactics. The easiest thing about Football Manager right now is crafting a tactic. Okay, it's not difficult to find players because the best players are just going to be players with high stamina, work rate, aggression, jumping reach, acceleration. That's it. You won't go wrong. You want somebody to create goals, better have off the ball so people can find him. Passing, vision, decision. You want somebody who can win the ball back in a high press, add in aggression and bravery. So what about, that's it, man. Anticipation, concentration, make sure everybody's about 12. You're golden. You won't go wrong. I'm telling you, your tactics won't go wrong. Because that's assumed. No. The play won't go wrong. The tactic can still go wrong. It all depends on what you're doing, right? So for many people, I think for a lot of the guys who are on my Discord, they don't have a problem with tactics. I think most of you are just flying so far that now the game isn't much of a challenge. Hence the dissatisfaction with the community. Me personally speaking, what do I think of FM26? From the data side, it's just a waste of time. You don't want to get into the data because if you get into the data, you're just going to get annoyed, pissed off, and angry. Okay, so you're left with what can you do? You can't train them because you can't give them a tactic to train, so you can't really mold the youth players the way you might want to, like we could in the past. So you end up doing a save like mine, which is the one I'm doing with Forest, where I have no control. I imagine I have absolutely no control, and I have a chairman that has decided everything for me, including the players that they want to sign. So I go with that little drama because then it makes the game a lot more interesting because now I can't sign the meta players. What am I going to do with the players at the club? And interestingly enough, they've added 2 players, sold off one of my best players for 30 million, which was a joke. And they brought in 2 other players that I'm struggling to fit into my first team squad because they're so bad. And I've created a short list of nice players that I'm hoping that the DOF might take a look at. I don't even know if that's going to happen. Which brings me to my next point, which is SI should really give us a feature in the game where there's an option for us to play like the way it's happening in real life, which is, do you want a committee to be in charge of transfers? Have that as an option in the game, SI. Because that's actually what's happening. You claim that this game is a simulation of a manager's life in a football club, right? So make it really a manager's life in a football club. Which manager in the world can actually sit down and say, I'm spending 27 million on this player. We're going to offload this player, and this player. Or better still, I want the youth team to be playing this tactic and I want him to be playing this position and I want him to be learning this trait. I dare you to find me one manager who's actually capable of doing all that in the real world because there's no such thing. The last manager who could come close to that was Sir Alex Ferguson. And in Singapore, Chu Seng Kui. That was in the 70s. We had a national coach in Singapore. His name was Chu Seng Kui. This was in the 80s when I was in secondary school. That's how old I am. So essentially what happened was Singapore was struggling to make a mark on the national stage, right? Or the international stage. We were lowly 195 in the world. So Chu Seng Kui came and told the FAS, the Football Association of Singapore, look guys, if we're going to win, we're going to do things, you got to let me do it my way. And they went, what do you mean by my way? I'm going to go around and identify youth players and they will be trained by me all the way until they're in the national team. So he had complete control over who he could bring in, how they were going to be trained and how they were going to be developed. Now, the last time I heard a manager who could do that was Chu Seng Kui from Singapore, and that was way back in 1980 something. Back in the days when we had legendary names like Kwa Kim Song, S. Rajagopal, and of course, the man who went to score a goal with his in the old European Cup, right? Fandi Ahmad, who was playing for FC Groningen. So these kind of managers don't exist. So if these kind of managers don't exist anymore, then why do we have a game which actually purports itself to be a simulation and gives us this option, right? Of giving us all the power in the world. So give us the option not to have all the power in the world. Then, in fact, if SI had done that in this save, it would have saved their collective bumps. Really. If SI had included that as an option, I tell you, everybody would have been happy. The hardcore players would have gone, wow, they've actually got this feature now. Man, this is so realistic. Because the hardcore players just have a thing for pain. They got a thing for pain. They just want to suffer. So let them suffer. Okay, they won't complain after that. Because the only reason why people are complaining right now is they're suffering and they don't know why they're suffering. Because it's like, I don't know what's wrong with the game, but so data is inconsequential at the moment. All right, so welcome to the stream, everybody. Here we are, bring your tactics, and we're off. Okay, so we've got a few tactics in here today, including yours, Godspurs. I managed to see the tactic pretty late, the day when we were just closing out the stream. So if you want to submit your tactics, and if you're on the show early, good. And of course, like I said yesterday, if you're not here when I call your name, your tactic will not be featured. Evil laugh. Okay. All right, so we're going to just pop in some tactic. Yeah, so we got 3 tactics here. We got Godspurs, Goddy, 2029, version 1 Spurs, the clan save. Oh, wow, what a name. Why? A man after my heart, brother. It's a 4-4-2. How good is this, bro? DLF at the channel. Okay, DLF forward will drop in here. Wingers are attacking. It's interesting enough. You can come in here and see whether we've got any. So if he's got PIs like this. He's yeah, babe. They're on cheap sale. Stay wider than cut inside with the ball. This is an interesting combination because the player being in a wider position and be running in. So he's meant to pull players away, and then attack the goal. So his dribbles more, takes more risks, roams on position, takes more. Forward runs, makes more runs, takes more risks. Byline, target forward. Okay, interesting, but you don't have a target forward. All right, and then there's out of possession, nothing there. Now we look at the other midfielder. Oh no, my nose is beginning to run away from me. Stay wider, same thing. Starts from wider position, comes inside, and does all the nitty gritty. What about the guys up top? So he's got the a striker moving into the channels, which means that's because he's hard coded to do that, right? So I think you can. Yeah, man. I didn't know you could do this. I like the role as it is. This is the deep line forward. So the deep line forward is moving into the channels. He's given him this PR, otherwise he'll be dropping. So he wants him also to go to the left and do the dropping from there. Roaming from position just means he's got more creative freedom to do this. No, I didn't get a chance to watch Bayern and Atalanta. I was asleep. Dude, I've got to wake up in the morning to get my kids ready. I barely get 4 hours or 5 hours of sleep every day. Hold up the ball, shoot more often. Then I will have to watch the highlights. Take more risks. What's the score? I don't even know the score of Bayern versus Atalanta. Shoot more often, take more risks. Okay. All right, okay. Crack it from outside the box when he gets the chance to. So I assume you have a player that can do that. All right. Out of possession, nothing funky here. The other striker, who is a channel forward, makes no sense why this is the left. This should be the channel forward. This up and down. We just argue for the sake of arguing. But I like the fact that we can see all this, right? So he's playing as a striker, channel forward. He's got enough acceleration to get past players with a first touch dribbling. He can't cross the ball. So this channel forward, if we play this guy as a channel forward, he can't cross the ball, which really defeats the purpose of having a channel forward, because you want the channel forward to deliver when he gets out wide. Just shoot more often, take more risk, make more risk. Okay. So what we need to do is probably change this player. Okay. And then if we come here, we look at this role. Here again, this guy is going to be dropping deep. He's got what he can. As a deep line forward, he can play as a deep line forward. Yeah, maybe we can ask him to be a channel forward because all he needs is crosses. Yeah, we can get him to play as a. We can swap the two. Okay, so we come in here. You wanna do swapping of players. Do it from the combined screen. Never make a change to your player in the position he's going to be playing in possession or possession. You'll screw your tactic over. So every time you want to make a change, only do it from this screen. Do not make any changes to positions from the other screens. You can also change your roles from this screen if you want to. But I normally do because this is a lot more safer. Yeah. So what about Christoph? Apparently, as a deep line forward, he's got passing, vision, decisions. Yeah, he's got decent off the ball. He can play in this position. We think he'll be fine. All right. So out wide, we got Belanova, we got Suleimana. So let's look at the PIs with these positions, right? So he's got PI. Oh, we already saw the PIs, right? He's got to start wider. We didn't see the PIs with these guys. So nothing here except for target. So everybody is crossing to the target forward. I get that. So he's got a central defender, two basic central defenders. What about his team instructions? Okay. Wow. Get the ball up the pitch really quickly. I like this. Don't waste any time. Standard much higher. With narrower, so they're going to do these wall passes, like, ping pong, and go down the flanks, right? So that's the whole idea. When you play attacking with narrower, the goal is to do wall passes, meaning you're treating the wider players like a wall. So the ball goes in, pings off them back, and comes back in again. So that's a wall pass. Now, if you play on wider settings, what's going to happen is typically these guys will be further away and you're actually kind of playing wider and you're trying to encourage more flank play. So you're trying to send the ball out wider. Like here, there's probably even Stevens, or more times the ball is going to come back because you can't pass the ball. But in the other circumstances, wider, you probably see them wider with less support. Yeah. So here, you only do that when you've got good players, like you can dribble. So encouraging dribbling ball into box. Low crosses, whenever you add low crosses in this instruction, my advice to most people is to leave it on mixed. If you put low crosses, you got to pay a lot of attention to your final third transitions. If your final third transitions are breaking down, you are asking for a counter attack. So this is going to cost you a lot of goals if your team doesn't have first touch, balance, agility, passing decisions. And this is going to cost you more than any other instruction in the game. So only do this if you can get to the byline consistently. So if you can get to the flanks and you're working the ball and you notice that your players aren't losing the ball, that's when you add low crosses. Low crosses is not something you should put in as a default instruction unless your team is very, very good. Runs both flanks. Supporting runs both flanks just means that, focus play down the flanks, right? That's it. This focus play down the left flank, this just means that they are doing underlaps. Let's see what they're doing underlaps. I'll check this. I gotta come here. There's no way to check. They put this thing here, right? You're hoping that it takes you there, but it doesn't. Just in case somebody forgets what that means. So this is the instruction supporting run. So what he's done is he's gone for a priority. He's gone for a priority that is underlaps on both flanks. So he wants the players to come inside as a priority. And then sometimes they'll overlap. So this is what this instruction means. If you see this is balance and balance is 50-50. If you see this, both flanks, that's a priority. So then, the priority is going to be the overlap, right? So we go back to this and this. Okay, so this is cool. Let's take a look at our team. First things first. Overview, match squad, tactics. I don't know, man. I was very surprised. Oh yeah, sorry. We can do it from here. Zimzi, Hien. Is there any other striker in this here? Skamaka. What was his passing, vision, decisions? I think. Okay, we're gonna just play this guy, Kristovic here, or Skamaka. Who's better? I think this guy is better. Yeah, we're gonna put Skamaka in. Okay. All right. So let's go find out how this tactic does. Because this tactic comes from Discord, we will play the first 45 minutes without making any changes. All right, and then after that we will make the changes. Are there bugs in this game? Galore. But if you treat the game like you're just playing tactics and you're going from game to game, it's fine. If you are into the data side of things, then it's not so fine. Because I'll show you why. I'll show you why. Because the data cannot be trusted. And that's coming from me. Okay, I'm telling you they cannot be trusted. Okay, look. Clear cut chance 1, right? Clear cut chance 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What? How many clear cut chances is there? Look at this. So where is this? Where are these numbers being pulled from? So there's a lot of because I can't make decisions. This is terrible. You know why? Because this is coming during the match itself when you're playing the game. So it's the reason why right now all I do is drop in a tactic and carry on play. Because I don't want to come here. If I come here, I'm just gonna get angry because it's not telling me anything. Yeah. So SI have not really given us much in terms of labels as well. So if you come here, you are basically guessing what this is. Like, what's the XG? I mean, of course, I think if you mouse over this, you kind of have to think that maybe this is 0.77. Or is it 0.77 for the opposition, but it's XG total 0.75, so it can't be 0.77. But they had a chance that was 0. Somebody had a chance that was 0.7. So what is that? What does this mean actually? No one knows. I don't know. You know? Good. Tell us about it. So because at this point in time, it's pretty hard to like ascertain what's going on here. So there's so much inconsistency. I mean, I won't call it inconsistency. There's so much gray area with data in the game that there's no point playing with the data. Because it's I've had this experience from SI before. For years we were told to take more risks. We assumed take more risks only meant passing. For years, right? SI didn't tell us the truth. And then one fine day or one fine nice day on the forum, somebody came in and said, "Oh yeah, take more risks, it affects passing, decision making, tackling, and everything else." And we all like, "What?" We thought it was just passing. No, it was like everybody threw. I mean, a lot of us threw a fit, but I was fun. I was laughing because hey, same old. Okay, so so learn to live, huh? Enjoy yourselves. So here we go. We're gonna take a look at this tactic and enjoy ourselves. Once again, guys, I do stream World of Warcraft, so that's to keep my sanity while we wait for the inevitable content update to come out. And I do stream Nottingham Forest on other days. Yeah. So I like doing this more because this is your tactics, right? I only stream to help you guys out, not to play Football Manager. Watch me play the game. That's not me. Okay. I so hate that. Watch me make a fool out of myself in battlegrounds, PvP. Yeah, come watch me getting ganked. That I love. Okay, Skamaka. So look at this positioning. This is very front foot. What we forgot to do is check his team instructions for his defensive line. I'm assuming, yeah, his defensive line is standard only, right? And his line engagement is very high. Okay, so he's got high press. But look at the instructions for his fullbacks. He's just got it. He doesn't have forward runs on. Do you know why those players are so high up? So the fullbacks are staying in these positions to support play. Look at this. So he's got a focus play down the left-hand side. All right, so the ball goes out, and for some strange reason, the players move to the right. I love 4-4-2s. 4-4-2s are great. That was actually not a bad move. No, that was a low cross, right? So I won't call it a low cross, meaning the players didn't have time to get the low cross in. So sometimes when you play low cross and you play really fast tempo, it's like, kind of like, what's the point? You want them to get to the flanks quickly and do a cutback. Okay, look at that. No time for the rest to get into the area. So if you're going to play like this, okay, pass into space might be your friend. You might have to take even more risks. And of course, these are my set pieces, which has everyone attacking. And I only play one set piece, which is the short corner routine. So far, it's not bad. Okay, there's no nothing else. Look at the boys have dropped back into their positions. This is good. The pressing is good. This is defending. I like this kind of defend. He's cutting out the pass. He's on this player, and this guy's safe. The defensive line, right? So they are not too far high up the pitch. So the tackling was generally start around here. This is where the high block starts. So there we go. And then this is why I say pass into space could be your friend. Balanced mentality just means that the players are taking lower risks. Now, that happened because of low cross. That happened entirely because of low cross. Because there's a problem with low crosses. Low crosses encourages your team to do exactly that because they want players to get into position for the low cross. So he is waiting for someone to come so that he can go to the byline. So that's one of the downsides of using the low cross. Before, I think that what you could actually do is remove low crosses as an instruction and apply it during a game itself, especially when teams are getting tired. Yeah. So this is not bad. I mean, I don't think we have set up the set pieces. I always do this after the fact. We pick this club randomly, right? We're going to come in here, see whether the priority list has got, they knew it. See, every game is going to be like this. I know because I saw the wrong players as recovery players. You always want your creators to be number 2. Not the recovery defender should be number 5. These guys should be the second most important group because they are the ones that are becoming short. So this is extremely important, especially if you are the sort that's going to be playing short corner routines. You want to score lots of goals from short corner routines, you do exactly that. Because you're prioritizing the more creative players to come short, and then also prioritizing the right players to stay at the edge of the area. Do you think Slot is still a good manager? I mean, look, the thing is the club is in what it was called flux. What they're trying to build for the future, right? So I look, for me, one season does not make a manager, and neither do 2. Okay, so there's still a lot of time. Let's see what he can do. But I did say that this season they're going to have issues. Remember what I said? I said they're signing so many players. It's going to take them a long time to gel. Plus, look at the injury problems that they've had. They have had no time to bed in Alexander Isak. On top of that, when they do have him, he's injured. And to top it off, they got fullback injuries too. Yeah, they got defender injuries too. Yeah, so they've got all kinds of drama. And then you've got to look at the other thing with the AFCON, right, happened. So, and then the World Cup is coming. The AFCON happened last season. Yeah. So, and then we got World Cup coming this season. Oh, glory. It's going to have issues. That team is an old team. Yeah. The core players are not young. So they got to build. They're going to take time. Okay, and the style of play also changed. Right? Sulaimani, there you go. That's because your team is trying to do the whole, I want to get to the byline. So they're not exactly getting to the byline anyway. Look, they're not, no. They're going, no, there's no time to get to the byline. In fact, I think you shouldn't play low crosses with a 4-4-2. You shouldn't, yeah. Especially if you're playing narrow, right? So you're actually looking for more counter attacks through the middle, right? So why do you play low crosses for it? Low crosses, something you can do later. Okay, so now I saw that. Let's go to key highlights. We should easily be beating whoever this team is. I think it's Atletico Madrid. But 4-4-2s are solid. So your in and out is literally the same tactic. So that's cool. I'm doing well. Kids are going to be having dinner once I finish this. Langley has scored a goal. Yeah. Set piece. No, he has not. He's been chopped offside. How did that happen? Oh yeah, look at that army of players offside. Yeah, they are. But you can't, okay, do I look at this? Do I pay attention to this? I mean, this one you can come in here. Like, in the game, right, you can actually come in here and then click and see who's, how they are playing and where your link ups are having. See, your focus play is on the left, but this guy is not getting up and behind defenders. Whereas this guy is. Does that help? Nah. It's just pure conjecture on my part. Short corner routines, baby. The moment I put my... You see, this is because of my priority list. Notice, right? Just now, I didn't have these players, no. he wasn't at the edge of the area. Okay, so you get all your right players at the edge of the area because you're going to follow the priority list. Now, if you want to, you can go to the priority, because what I like to do is box to box all my long shot specialists, so I can get this kind of thing. But I didn't bother with this. I just did chose a default one and let the S-man do everything. But even then, you'll be fine. Yeah. Okay, second half, we're going to make a few changes. We're going to just make a tactical change. Just going to make one change here, tactic. And that is to remove low cross. I do like the idea. I do like the pass into space. Because that's exactly what I would do. Pass into space with this tactic. So I remove low crosses. So I don't want my boys to, like, just go and wait for somebody. Because we're playing high tempo, right? 4-4-2s are phenomenal tactics because they're very efficient in terms of defensive play. So we've got one tracking midfielder who's had a knock. So we'll come in here, come to team shape. And so the Sulamana is, he's kind of feeling the pain. So we can play him, or we can play a left back, Kolasinac. Not much of a difference between the two. So we'll play him here. The most high-profile strikers in my CR are below 175. So even I say we need low crosses. I think SI has to address the one, or maybe height has 0 importance, and strikers will win headers with 1 nice CM defender. Now, data is data, That's the way the Nugent population emerges in the game. I know that there are some real weird Nugents in Football Manager. Yeah, you haven't seen them yet. No, there are some really weird ones. Yeah, some of the attribute splits are just crazy. I've had people showing me images of their players after 20 years. My suggestion to most people is, if you are a hardcore player and you love Football Manager and you want to play Football Manager, then approach the game from a very relaxed point of view, which is don't play attributeless and don't do a data-driven save. You can't, not in Football Manager 26. The data just isn't consistent, so you just get annoyed, and then that's going to drive you up the wall. So my advice to most people is going to be, if you want to play this game and have fun, then approach the game like it's a you've got no control over the team. Basically, that's the best way to approach the team. And then go tactic to tactic. Let them sign. Oh, if you want to sign the players, you sign the players. Or you can make it even harder for yourself. Don't sign the players. But like things like youth development, you got to let it go. That's the sad thing about the state of the game. But that is not on us, It's SI's decision. Apparently, hardcore players are not a target market for them. They don't believe that the game, should cater to them at all. Nice. Okay, he's in. It's a brilliant second goal. No low cross, baby. No low cross. Because low crosses can be a bad thing. Because you'll find more players here than here as well with a low cross. Let your team decide when they want to do that. This is a cutback, but without a instruction low cross. Because otherwise, your priority is always going to be, let's try and work the ball back. And then, for no reason, no rhyme or reason, the pace of your game also is affected. So when you play high tempo, it's almost like high tempo and low crosses don't get along very well together as an instruction. So if you want to play low cross, don't play very high tempo. Higher tempo is okay, but your team better be good. Otherwise, you lose the ball, you're in trouble. Okay, Skamaka again, not waiting for his friends. Yep, getting there, checks back. Oh my goodness, he could have extended the lead. So Atalanta 2, Atletico Madrid 1. One change, one win. So my recommendation for your tactic, minimum changes. I think the tactic as a whole is brilliant. It's very good. Can't go wrong with 4-4-2s on Football Manager. You just can't go wrong. Okay. And the beautiful thing about a 4-4-2 is that striker can be a target forward as well. Can be a poacher. Can be the DLF can be a target forward as well. And the idea of your PIs are actually quite smart. Your PIs are nice because when you put a wider PI or this guy and you're still playing narrower, you're kind of forcing them out a bit more. And then they start driving at defenders. So having a right-footed player play on the left and a left-footed player on the right is going to create havoc for teams because you're going to have those kind of Iron Robin players. Not the inverted winger on Football Manager is not Iron Robin. The winger playing wide, we cut inside, dribble more, played him on the opposite the flag was built is the Iron Robin. They will drive at teams centrally somehow. So this is going to be good. So I would recommend. My recommendation is a small recommendation. Just remove low crosses. Yeah, so that's I know that now. Yeah, you're right. Tiki press. I don't think it's streamers shouldn't. Okay, one streamer shouldn't be the target for SI. Definitely not. Okay, don't allow the game to be influenced by streamers or content creators for that matter. Shouldn't be. However, they should at least listen to the guys on the forums. Because the forums people, they are the hardcore players. The ones who come on the forums and they post theories and they do write-ups. Pay attention to what they say. That's the group you want to cater to because those are the ones that jump into saves and create stories that last for years. Some of the narratives that they come up with are just simply like unbelievably amazing. Okay, these are the ones that you want to listen to. No, content creators should be the last group that they listen to. No. I'm a content creator. They should listen to me. Yeah. Why? Because I have vested interest in playing this game. For example, I could say I want certain things, features in the game, only because these features help me sell my story so that you can follow my story. Right? Like, for example, some of you might want to see my faces, or some of you might want to see other things. I'm not going to give you examples, but there could be. As a content creator, they shouldn't be listening to us. They should be listening to the hardcore players who go to the forums and put messages on. That's the group they should be paying attention to. People like you, the ones who are watching the show. Yeah, you play a lot. You play network. Like a lot of network guys, I don't know, man. I'm a network. I can't play network saves. I just don't have the patience for it anymore. I can't go into a network save and go like, hey guys, man, I rather, the only network thing I will do right now, MMO, is PvP. Yeah. You want me to go onto a battleground and do PvP? That 100% I'll do with you. Okay? I will join a PvP group. I will go and massacre some group out there. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's what I will do. But sit down and wait for the fella to make a decision on who he's going to sign. That I cannot do. That I'm sorry. I say you can develop young players in the game, but not the way you can do it FM24. Development of young players in the game still happens, right? It happens under the hood, okay? But you're not going to get much. There's not going to be much of a difference between you training them and the AI training them right now. Because A, you can't give them the tactic to use. B, you cannot determine which position they're going to be playing in that tactic. That you can't do. So if you can't do these two things, then to a large extent you can still, which I mean to me is realistic because no manager can do that in real life, right? So you can. I mean, the youth development still occurs in the game. It's not like there's no youth development. There is, in fact, the youth development is even better now than it was in FM24 because the players are just going to explode. They're going to explode because you guys are not messing it up anymore. Okay, so now we go in, load. Next tactic. I don't know who's that. This is Matty Zuck's tactic. So he's got a wild setup. Oh, 4-3-3, out of possession, 4-2. Wow, this is defensive, man. This is very defensive. Okay, so this is, whoa, why so defensive? I know he was waiting for me to say that. He's probably watching this laughing right now, no? Well, I was going to say, why so defensive? Wow, this is defensive, man. I'm of the opinion you can just stay, 4-3-3, stay 4-3-3, be fine. Okay, so no PIs. I don't think he's got PIs. He normally doesn't place a lot. Take Morris is the only one he's got this wing. That's because inside will take Morris anyway. This one, make Morris from this one, so he's playing this like an attack duty. That's how you get the fullback to play like an attack duty. You do, if you want him to play like an attack duty of right, you give them forward runs. You come in here, You can then make more forward runs. It's going to be like at something like an attack. His positioning will be like so it's an AM attack in the middle. Nothing here. Okay. So a central attacking midfielder and a midfield playmaker. So this guy's going to drift. Does he have anything funky? No, nothing. Okay. Out of possession, basically white. Yeah, good. He's got generic. This is better. This is not bad. He's just sitting back, forming in the China wall, and wants his defenders to hold up position. So the one thing he should not do in this tactic, definitely with a 10-foot pole, is choose the instruction counter press. If he picks counter press, he's toast. His tactic will fall apart. So he's got standard correct. If you play a tactic like this, where your formation in and out is very drastically different, right? You cannot counter press because you already telling this joker to come back. You told, right? You did, right? Out of possession, you wanted to be here. He's going to come back. So what? Then you also have counter press on. The player's going to get, okay, do I counter press first or do I go back? See, don't do that. So what I want, this balanced mentality is 50-50. So this is actually better. That mine is okay. I mean, you should go and try it. Don't listen to me. Go and try it out. Then when you find out your counter pressing is causing all kinds of problems, then you figure it out. Yeah, but it's fun. No, I don't think so. I mean, some will be influenced by... I think new players definitely be influenced by streamers thinking, oh my God, this must be the best player in the world. That kind of thing. Because, this guy's got the most views on his video. He must be the best player. He must be a really good player. Otherwise, people are watching him. Good, I know. I mean, I'm happy for them. Yeah. I have never been one to care about views and, whatever. But, at the end of the day, if a person is going to go and, base his decisions on what another person is telling him, then too bad for you, Hey, the goalkeeper scored an own goal. Like for years, right, when I first started playing this game, people were telling me what to do. People were saying, I remember one joker saying, you can't do this. This won't work. I said, really? Let me try. Then they go, no, this is not the way you do it. I'm like, huh? What the hell is wrong with these people? Why? Look, and then I kept quiet to myself. I don't want to listen to anybody. I just do it myself. That's when Scramjet came out. So yeah, I've never listened to other people. So I would advise people to, at least understand the team instructions. Then you'll be fine. If you understand the team instructions, what the heck is that? I've got paint on the pitch. Hey, hello. Is there something on my monitor? I'm wiping my monitor right now. There's dirt on my monitor, guys. How the f*** this happened on the pitch? Technical view. What's there on the pitch? There's nothing on the pitch. No, look at this. It's clean here. Then you look at this view. 2D Classic. Now it's gone. Wow. Magic is magic. Okay, one thing about 4-3-3 formations, they are inherently defensive. So if you want your tactic to score goals, you're gonna have to throw people forward. That's why when I play my 4-3-3 formations, right? I got everyone, my 4-3-3 in and out shape is usually the same. Because I'm like one of those guys here, I got 7 players defending, I don't need to bring all of them back. And I like to counter press in the 4-3-3 more than I like to do this. But there's nothing wrong with this. This can be dominating. You can sit back and defend. Yeah, but they were unlucky with their first goal. So, but looking at this game, I don't think you need to make changes to your tactic because you are getting down the byline. And I assume you have low crosses on. Because if you see this, you put on low crosses. The moment you see your players are here and here consistently, right? Automatically you go to your tactic. I check first, you got low cross. Don't have. Dang, then you add. Because it means you're going to get your fullbacks high up the pitch. So like in this kind of a situation when I'm 1 goal down and I've got the ball, most of the ball, I should be doing that. But once again, because this tactic has a Discord, I cannot make changes. See, they fall back into their defensive positions. This kind of systems, right? You cannot have high trigger pressure. Your players just open the passing lanes up for them. Second own goal. 2 own goals in 1 game. See, so when you play a system like this, where you are willing to sit back, right? You can't afford mistakes. So what sometimes the mistakes you can get are going to be from things like trigger press. Let me see a trigger press. Ding, ding, ding. Trigger press more often. Should be standard. Should be standard. Because your players are already in position. Right? Your defensive line doesn't really support midfield attacks. So you're not really squeezing the space when they get the ball. So you should ideally be pushing that defensive line higher so you squeeze the space in which they operate, because you want to compress the zone they play in, because you're not doing that right now. And because you're playing with such a standard defensive line, your wingers aren't really putting any pressure on their wingbacks. So you're not applying pressure on the wingbacks either. This is why this formation's best out of OOP shape is actually its in possession shape. In most cases, it'll be the in possession shape. We got one goal back. 2 own goals. Yeah, it takes too long. The transition will take too long. By the time you drop back, they will already be in position. You get long passages of high possession. That's for sure. That, I guarantee you're going to get loads of possession. Okay. So let's say I'm going to make a change to your tactic. Okay. So first thing, we're not going to make drastic changes. We're going to see the changes over time. So the first thing we're going to do is, what was that I want to do? This. Okay. We're going to do this first. And then we're going to drop this. Okay. We're just going to squeeze the space first. That's it. All I want to do is squeeze the space. So I'm limiting the space in which they can operate. See now what has happened? Look at this. This is what I want to go after. This is what I'm after. See, these two, it's going to be harder for them to find. So I'm trying to reduce the space between 70 and 3, 15 and 42, 6 and 19, and 11 and 23 by doing exactly that. This way, when they do get the ball, it's much harder for them to find it. They won't be so easy, that's the goal. But once again, like I said before, I'm just showing you the impact of the changes slowly. Yeah? Because I still wouldn't play this. Just be realistic. Because this is so defensive. You're letting teams come at you. So unless you must be brilliant at this. Your team must be brilliant at this. So it's now we are in the second half, right? So I'm allowed to make changes. Okay. So we're only making one change first. Okay. We're going to see that whether that one change can hold out for the rest of the game. Still not easy for them. There's not much space now for them to operate in. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, we're on key anyway, so that's good. The next change is gonna come because I want to see whether I need to play with tempo changes. Okay, this guy is an inside forward. This guy is a fullback. This guy is a midfield playmaker. How many options does he have? What, one? That's it, right? There's only one option. He doesn't have many options on the counter because when they go, right, it's only this guy or this guy, right? So this guy is dropping in and this guy is coming in. So what we will do with this guy is I will forward run. We can't do much more than this already. Okay, that's it. Shifting the team's mentality slightly. So we're going to go attacking. This increases my defensive line slightly. So this is the one change you can make to push your team up slightly. So shift in the mentality shifts the team up slightly. Yeah. The next change I want to make is actually the formation to try and win the ball back. Okay, that's it. We got to change formations already. Out of shape. Okay, so out of possession. Go back here. Go back here. No two. Too many players coming back. Oh, wait. In possession. Out of possession. Who's where, man? Samadic is on the left. Okay, Samadic coming here. And the Rune is here. And this guy is here. Okay. Alright. This guy will be a winger. Tracking winger. Pressing central midfielder. Screening defensive midfielder. And central outlet, central defender. No, this one will be wide outlet. Okay, we'll try and we try to be as attacking as we can. So because we need a goal. So this guy's an outlet. He was gonna go. This guy's also an outlet. So this guy's helping us defend because this guy's on a yellow card. All right, so we are gonna try and win the ball in a mid block. Higher. Try and win the ball higher up the pitch. Instruction because they're playing a back five, right? So supporting runs, we want both sides to push up the pitch. That's odd. Okay, yeah. Tempo out of possession. We definitely want to. Now this has to be going up because we increase the gap. Step up move we don't need. Too dangerous. Yeah, but we will do the counter press now. Yeah, let's go. Hoping that we can go back. So they also changed formation. They changed formations immediately. Yeah, they went into this formation. Yeah, they changed formations immediately. I expected they went from defensive now to even a really good setup. Oh man, that was close. Okay, we're gonna berate now. We're gonna berate. I'm not gonna use this to help me make my decision. So far we just got these two pressing. This guy's screening and this guy's doing all the, they're covering these positions, and then we got these guys making it harder for their fullbacks to get the ball. Okay, now they're gonna sit back and defend. Yeah, we got pass into space. Shorter, standard. I really don't like shorter as a passing instruction, especially if you want to change mentalities a lot. We can change formation twice. Okay, we're still trying to be pushing for... We managed to push back into their half. They haven't been able to attack us. And we got the equalizer. Okay, guys. It's simple, right? For me, personally speaking, when you play a 4-3-3, you shouldn't change its out of possession shape at all. Because you're killing the natural, what's so good about that formation is its actual shape. It's one of the best defensive shapes in the game of football, right? Because it is defensive by nature. You don't need to make it more defensive by asking the players to drop even deeper. You might do that maybe if you're trying to hold on to a lead, but you can see that the first two goals just happened because they kept into a box and just drill balls into the area. Consider 2 own goals. So in matches like that, you'll end up conceding goals. You see, we have 2 own goals in this game. So we managed to fight back and get ourselves back into the game. But I would recommend that if you want to play a 4-3-3, that's way too defensive. Yeah. So like this is just too defensive. I mean, if you wanted to do something, you should have done this. Stuck on this. Stay on this. This is better. Because you're still applying pressure on the wing backs. And they're coming back. You already got these players back. You don't need to put these guys there. Because these guys are only going to tackle. They'll track and remove the fullback or the wing back's passing options. They're just going to make it harder for them to pass the ball. Right? And these are naturally good positions for players to be in when the opposition is trying to work the ball out of the goalkeeper's area. So this would have been better, I think. Okay, next tactic. Nelly, Spurs fan. What have you come to me today? Oh, 4-3-3. And you all two went to the same school, is it? Both of you went to the same school. But you all decided we're going to come out with this tactic. What do you think? I'll send him one, you send him one. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm just checking here. Both of you went to... Okay, this one is slightly different again. So this one doesn't have 2 coming back. Tracking. Tracking is the most defensive role. Yeah. So if you want to choose your roles, your defensive roles, right, you just remember there are 3 styles. Tracking means he's the most defensive. Outlet means he's the most attacking. The last one left is the middle of the 2. 99.9% of the time, the guy in the middle of the 2 is the best one. 99% of the time. Because it doesn't require you to think about the attacking transition. You don't have to craft the attacking transition like a genius or like Mozart. A masterpiece coming up. Yeah. If you want to go for it, yeah, this one could be an outlet, like wide outlet midfielder on the counter attack. Yeah, you can. I would do that because this is too defensive, actually. Okay, honestly, this is quite defensive. So this is a screening central midfielder. This is screen central midfielder. What they do is you just make sure that they can't pass the ball. So he's trying to shut down the passing options. You see, he's trying to defend by limiting passing options. So when you do this, you got to make sure your trigger press is not high. His trigger press is more often. His tactic could fall apart. Because this, if you do something like that, I recommend your trigger press to be standard. Don't increase your trigger press. You don't want your players to be stepping out prematurely, too early. When they do that, they open spaces up. So the idea behind you just like, you want them to defend the spaces by you opening up the spaces yourself. So that could be a problem. So let's go to the match. Let's play out the tactic. No changes yet for the first 45. For the first 45, if we need to make changes, we do ourselves. And again, we shall do gradual changes. I'm not allowed to make any changes to any of those tactics. Once again, the link is in chat, right? If you want to use if you want to upload the tactics, once again, priority goes to the guys on Discord. You can use the Discord link. Okay, let's go. And here we go, Maldini with the ball. Ooh, lovely. I think you got PIs here, man. I think you got PIs. The greatest role. No, you don't. Oh my God, you're not using them. Okay, make more forward runs, right? Football. This one. So he's got this guy playing a bit more attacking than this guy. Very nice instruction. Why now you don't want to use my... Hey, look, I never trademark my false fullback. Anybody can use it. So it's okay. You can use a false fullback if you want. Like if I see a formation like this, 4-2-3-1, I'm guarantee you I'm playing my false fullback. If I see a 5-2-3, I won't play my false fullback. Because in a 5-2-3, my false fullbacks are running into traffic. Whereas in a 4-2-3-1, my false fullbacks are creating space because they're tearing the four defenders apart. Ederson is in. Ederson shoots. Ederson does not create a goal scoring opportunity. Hey, he doesn't score from a goal scoring opportunity or whatever you call that. There, okay, nice work from Darun. Very nice. The screen midfielder stepped out a bit early, but he read the danger, came in straight away. That's why he's playing this position. He's got very high aggression. If you got two screening players here, you better make sure these guys got high aggression, anticipation, concentration. If these guys go walkabout, especially if you got high trigger press settings, he'll be able to read the danger. So screening central midfielders, they step out, right? And they try to get between the play and the pass. That's it. So you can see it from here. I mean, we can go comprehensive. I can show you what I mean, right? So boom, 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 boom. There we go. Okay, so now we've got these two, right? These two are now we're in possession, so they're not screening anymore. They're going to take part in the attacking transition. So we go that fullback. What a ball! Ooh la la! Okay, now they're going to go back into screening. There we go. So his job is just going to be. Oh, now we still have the ball, so they haven't switched back. Darun loses the ball. Oh no! Now the screening got problem, no? They're not going to do much now. Screening doesn't do anything after that. See, once you lose the ball like that, right? The screening players, they got nothing left to screen. They're only defending the space. Yeah, Zalewski back in. Karneski to Scalvini. Out to Bellanova. You're playing short passing. Nice ball. What a goal! No, he's offside, but Skamaka was offside. He was miles offside, come on. Yeah, it was miles offside. There was no way that was going to be given. Okay, nice reading of the game. When you see that, right, don't change your defensive line. When you see that, it means your defensive line is perfecto for this game. Because sometimes defensive lines you can change for games, right? If your player doesn't step up and win the ball, right? Our player stepped up and won the ball in the air. Fullback, right? That's like a clear green light for a defensive line. Don't have to change it at all. Okay, now you're perfect defensive line. So after that, all you do is, I only need to make small little changes. That's it. That's a clue that your formation is perfect. Screening defensive midfielder. Oh, nice. Darun. See, the problem is Darun is going to start picking up yellow cards because screen defensive midfielder, all they do is screen. So if they step out too soon, guess who has to go in for the tackle? It's going to be Darun, right? So Darun has not picked up a yellow card. kind of expect him to get into trouble because I don't like to put two screening defensive midfielders in front of a DM. Very dangerous. Unless you know what you do. Unless you you have enough players in support. I personally get worried. I have used it before and then if I do that, then my trigger press must be standard. Okay, so we're ready for half time. He went from 7 rating of 7 to 6.8. See Pasalic, what is he doing? Okay, he's gone in. The guy tackle. This guy is just staying here. Edison is just staying here. I don't know what he's screening. Half time. Okay. Okay, let's go. Address the team. Boom, boom. All right, go tactics. I'm making one change only. This. Okay, that's it. Just one change we're going to make. Okay? Nothing else. Once again, this is slightly better than the last formation because this at least, right, is not too defensive. Okay? Your players are coming back into what would be natural positions, right? In most cases, you want to be a bit defensive, and they would be in perfect positions to put pressure on defensive teams. So, yeah, fine. Because, you don't have to worry too much. So, you're still going to generate high levels of possession, right? So, it's okay. But if you put with 2 DMs, then it's a bit extreme. He was marking the referee. Petrus the Rock, how are you, man? Spurs fan, your tactic, brother. Woohoo, versus Barcelona. Yeah, correct. You got an ultimate test, brother. Ultimate test. I just changed your trigger press, that's all. I think your tactic can get a result. But now the Rune has got a yellow card because I had to, I cannot make changes until 45 minutes, right? See, now you see this, they're screening, they're not coming out. You see that? This is what they do in this screen. They can't pass to this player. They can't pass to this player. See, the screening is really good. This is a tracking, right? So it's going to track only. So there's screen. But here, the Edison didn't do a very good job. Good defending. Still good defending. See, the trigger press isn't so high, so they're not stepping out too much. There are players, our players are in decent positions. Scalvini. The rule now, we hope to keep. Now it's gone back to 6.9. Just now it dropped to 6.8. We made a change. Now it's back to 6. Doing quite well. Lewandowski, Lamine Yamal. Okay, just make it harder for them to find the pass. Kunde, good. Oh, he's got a crack. He's got a crack. Good defending. Dies defending. Okay, all right. Rafinha crosses the ball. Block. Nice. Again, the players are not stepping out from the position. So the team has to, the opposition has to work very hard to find goal scoring options. Don't just trigger press for the sake of trigger press. Standard trigger press is pretty good, especially for I've got an Arrigo Sacchi tactic. Okay. Right. And I go from high press trigger press to standard trigger press when I want to defend. Yeah. Then I tell my players just stay and hold your positions. Let them work around us. We just compact shit. Especially when I want to play a low block. When I'm playing low blocks, right, my trigger press is standard. Or lower than standard. Because I want the shape. This is nice. So far, look at it. They have to come higher and higher and higher and higher. That's one of the reasons why I said this guy can be a wide outlet. One of them can be a wide outlet. Then you got the option. So still defending all the way. Again, this is a very, very good performance defensively from this team. I like it. Okay. Tracking. They're doing the job on the flanks. So the screening is keeping it tight. I think that's what you wanted, right, Spurs fan? You just wanted to create a formation that Spurs will be proud to use in real life, if only. If only. If only, right? What happened to Spurs last night, Champions League? Show cause. They take part in the competition. It's more like show cause. Barcelona and now defending, man. Marcelic Bellanova to Scalvini. Back to Darun. Darun looks at options. Finds Zaleveski. This is dangerous, no, for them. Oh, it's a corner. Nice. We are in the final third and putting pressure on the team. So looking good. Looking good. Now we take out fresh legs. This kind of tactics better have fresh legs. Okay, so we take this guy off. Any more? Musa for Edison. Lokman for Maldini. And Zappa Costa for this guy. Fresh legs. Let's see what happens. With 8 minutes left. Lokman with the corner. Atlanta. 4 minutes to do something. Musa. Lokman comes in. Lokman shoots! The woodwork. The woodwork saved the day. The woodwork saved the day for Barcelona. The number I want you to be impressed with is the XG. 1.19. Solid defending all the way. So for me right now, right, there are two setups, right? So this is a very solid tactic. This is a very good 4-3-3. In the sense that you've got the shape right. I mean, you're using the natural positions. You're not really making a big change to the tactic by getting players to move into new positions, right? So it's basically just dropping these two. I would go with this tactic any time of the day. This works. And you've got like a central midfielder and an attacking midfielder. That's fine. No, nothing wrong with that. Wide forward, winger, cool. Roles, there's nothing wrong with the roles, okay? Out of possession, we dropped it. The only thing that I wanted to adjust was this. That's it. If you just adjust that one alone, you've got yourself a very solid block tactic. You know, it's defensively rugged, and you'll score on the counter. And then every time you want to like squeeze play or something like that, you just want to take a bit of a risk. You just adjust get your players to step up more. That's about it. And so it's solid enough. It's solid enough. This is a good tactic, right? Very nice tactic from Nelly. This is your new Nelly system. Okay, good. Love it. Next tactic. Oh, we done 3. Okay, so let's look at the folders. Let's see if we got what have we got coming in. All right, that's we got one tactic from here. Okay, so I have to put this tactic into the folder then. Download this one. Copy. Documents. Okay, put it here. There a copy. What about Discord? Discord got more tactics. Ding ding ding. This public. Okay, file requests. Discord. We uploads. What have we got? We got. Oh yeah, we got Tiki Press. We got Spencer's tactic. Yep. Download these two as well. Well, I'll play these two first. Spencer and Tiki Press. Downloads. Discord 3. Extract all. Browse. Self-loader. Extract. Ding. Load. Okay, so we got Spencer and Tiki Press, and then we go to this tactic. Spencer bar. Striker and central midfielder press more and mark tight. Wingback DM shoot less often. Wingbacks okay. Striker and central midfielder press more and mark tight. What? That's a Y, is it? So opposite, you do that as an opposition instruction. Strikers use press more. Damn, that's crazy, man. That's like, I don't do that. No. Oh, they're play instructions. Oh, play instructions. Okay. I thought they were OIs. I was like, what? Because no, people sometimes come in and put OIs. I was like, what? Okay, thank God. I was a bit like, worried for a moment. I get it, you did it. Okay. I see what they've done. Advanced wing backs. Nice. Very attacking tactic. 2 defender system. Okay. Can work. Box some more. Spursman, your tactic is a clean sheet monster, right? Clean sheet monster, right? I'm not surprised, no? 4-3-3 is the best defensive system in the game right now. It's S tier defensive system. Because it's the most balanced of all the tactics, right? 4-3-3 is one of the best tactics in the game. But the bar is quite high for you. Because not anyone can play the 4-3-3. So it's not a beginner's tactic. Beginner's tactic is more like a 4-2-3-1. That was a beginner's tactic. Well, I would rate tactics though. Beginners should use 4-2-3-1. Advanced players use touch the 4-3-3. That's it. Because 4-3-3 attacks with fewer players, right? Okay, let's go. Go to match. Don't waste time. Pum pum pum. So hope you guys are well. Yes, plenty of drama right now, right? I feel a bit odd streaming right now. I don't feel very comfortable streaming because of what's happening elsewhere in the world. It's like makes it trivial. It trivializes things. Even the game doesn't want to move now. Has the game crashed? Because there's only one nation, one club now. And they save. There's only one nation, one club. Yeah. One nation, one league though. And it can't even move past 6th of December. Something's wrong. Something is very wrong. I think the game has crashed. This is like a soft lock. A weird soft lock. This shouldn't happen. Because I only got one league. One league. This cannot happen in one league. This is a soft lock. I know a soft lock when I see it. You can't close the thing. Can't do anything. Can't return from holiday. It does. It's a soft lock. Tactic was so good it broke the game. Yeah. You have to be able to recognize what's a soft lock. That's a soft lock. There's something wrong with the game. There is something wrong with the stability of Football Manager, and I don't use mods. This has to be the worst launch of a Football Manager franchise game since FM11. In my opinion, no. It's the worst. It completely, they shouldn't have, they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball. I mean, they can't drop, they scored so many own goals in one game, they actually had to abandon the match. It's like the only part they worked on was the match engine. The only part of the game, no. Yeah. The rest of the game was like, no, it can't be them. I don't think it was them who did the game. No, I think somebody else did the game for them. So that now they have to pay the price. I think they should have spent a few more years learning Unity. Because I'm very certain, right, that they had somebody else develop the game. Somebody else do the rest of the game. They didn't let them anywhere near the match engine. Because that's why the game is in the state that it is right now. Because my only way I can excuse this is that whatever you see, the only part of the game they did worked on was the match engine. The rest of the game was done by Art House, somebody else. Yeah, that's why these are the issues with the game right now. I like this tactic, yeah, I don't have to say much. I just look at the tactic. The more I saw instructions, I went, okay, that's it. Good luck. This is game over. Because you know why? You're actually taking a risk, right, with two defenders. That's the only thing I would say about this tactic, right? It's taking a big ass risk. Okay. But if your two defenders are very, very good and you've got very pacey wingbacks, this tactic can work. It'll be very attacking. There'll be plenty of goals in your tactic. But the moment you meet a team that's better than you, you might struggle, right? So that's the only downside to this tactic. Because which is the reason why normally when I play with these advanced wingbacks, I don't play with two, I generally play with three. Yeah, because I know the temptation is to do what you've done, right? Which is go in and play like this and then I can launch, right? Yeah, but then you're still gonna have the same thing all over again when you get to the final third. And this tactic you cannot play with low cross as well. This is another one of those, you don't play low cross with this tactic. Because if you play low cross with this tactic and you lose the ball, you're in trouble. You're playing suicide football. Because your flanks are always exposed, which is what happened to Arne Slot. See what I mean? So when you're exposed like that, you're just gonna, every time you lose the ball, bang, one flank is open. Guaranteed. This tactic guaranteed to lose a flank, right? Because you have two. You play with two. So either you play with one defender, either you play with... So if you're going to play with two defenders, you might as well throw it away. Just play with one defender. Yeah, play with three, but turn the two into wide centre backs. That's what I would do. That way, then what you can also do is three wide centre backs, right? So you basically your defensive formation, the way you set it up, because the problem right now is you're creating this situation where you're creating a 1v1 situation all the time. All the time is a 1v1. So if you have three, at least you have a 1v2. Then it's not so bad. But right now, you see, it was two, because you wanted boxes. You wanted a box. You just wanted a box. I can't help you. You're in love with the box. It's not just scary at times. It's petrification time. Don't get me wrong. I like the imagination with this tactic. If you have a very good team, go for it. Right? Definitely it will take you time because you need two world-class defenders, not one, no two. No. Which is why I play with three. But my setup is a back four. So what I would have done is similar to what you had done, but I'm going to try something even more crazy than you. Okay, just watch. I'll let this game progress first. I'm going to do something that's even more insane. Alright? Well, I'm going to do it in the second half. I'm going to do what you have done, but take it to a new level of madness. First, I'm looking at formation to make up what I'm going to do. DRP, this guy is going forward. So this guy is going ACB. I'll put this guy here. No lah. Let's just put him here. Then put 3 in there. Inter is very strong at the start. Nah. Oh my God, we got an equalizer. But it's offside, I think. But I think if you enjoy the game, leave it the way it is. Halfback will work better. No, halfback no. Probably not. Because halfback only when you have possession of the ball. What you want is the third player when you don't have possession of the ball. You want that guy dropping into the hole when you don't have possession of the ball. Not when you have possession of the ball. When you have possession of the ball, you only want one defender. Yeah. You want one. Yeah? So you got the 3, right? So when I play a back 3, I only have 1, right? Because the 2 wide centre backs are underlapping. So they're quite attacking in orientation already. So they're going to support the attack because when I attack down the right, they pivot and they go up. So it's still like, I'm attacking, but I got 2 at the back now, right? So because the other centre backs are forming a 2. So this one creates that problem that Arne Slot faced. Arne Slot had this big problem. When I saw Arne Slot was doing this back 4, right? And he had this, when we first signed Frimpong, oh my God, he was playing Frimpong like an advanced wing back. His positions he was taking up was all here in the attack. So I was like, oh no, we're in trouble. Because all he had was this Konate and Van Dijk at the back. Like this. And every time Liverpool were torn apart down the flanks. But previous season, we didn't do that. We had 3. We had like, every time we attacked, we did like a pivot attack. No? Like, so one fullback would stay back. I think that if this tactic works for you, go ahead. You need a super team to do it. Me, I probably would just go like this. In possession. I'll go even more man. Let's try this, okay? Halfback. Advance back. This one, central defender. This one, DM. Okay. There we go. Let's see if it works. Your tactic was quite good. I mean, if it works for you, go ahead. But I'm trying to see whether this works. Because I still think that the best permutation for the one-man defender system is a back four, right? Or a back three with two white centre backs. Because this year the white centre backs are very strong. The alternative that is a bit insane is what I haven't tried this one out yet. I haven't made a tactic with this and tested it out. It was a thing in my head lah. It might work considering the fact that in possession, right? What will happen is these two guys are gonna drop, creating a back three. But only one of them will drop on whichever side the focus is on, which is what I expect to see. See, there we go. One halfback will come back, and the other one will be just there. Okay, like this. Then we still get the attack, and we get the two back. That's what I would do. Defensively, can we get back into shape? Yeah, not too bad. Defensive, we still have the players to get back. Yeah. I mean, it's a bit insane, but why not try this then? Out of possession, you still go back into this, right? So, wait, let's see. We have to make sure it doesn't look so weird. So, out of possession, Kolasinac is moved here. Okay, which is fine. In possession, Kolasinac is moved there, which is a bit weird. But actually, Musa is, I mean, it's a bit weird. I mean, this one requires you to crack your brains, like, you know, who's going to play where and what are they going to do. What do you think of Liverpool Champions League match? Galatasaray was always going to be a difficult game. They act a bit weird. But I think the still, yeah, there. The match engine can't handle it. Yeah, no, don't. It's not. It's just weird. Like the halfbacks all come like this. Like they don't even go stay central. No, they come like they all stand on top of each other. I just saw that just now. Don't forget it. It won't work. I just saw it just now. The halfbacks went and stood on top of each other. So we come back to this. Then we come back to white centre back. White centre back. Okay, and this guy. Okay, we go. This guy shouldn't be a DM. That's a problem. We play him like this. Okay, and then we play him as a midfield playmaker. I don't know. Maybe this can work. This looks a bit crazy. Then we lose possession. We could become this. So weird. This guy is channel midfielder. I'm not doing all kinds of funky things already. Let's see. I think you should stick with your own tactic. If it's working for you, go for it. I'm just trying different things out right now. Because it's one of those no, Kolasinac, S-Man always picks him as a centre back. I have no idea why, but they seem to like him as a central defender. I still think that the best, one of the best is still the 3-4-3. I haven't tried the others. Like this could potentially be quite strong. So because the white advanced wing backs can go high up the pitch, right? Then we just need the wider players to be channel midfielders. Yeah. It's not working for me very well, so I want to say, yeah, if I were you, I would not play that way. Because if you want to play like a box attack, right, then I would just stick to the box attack to be something like this. Okay, something like this. Let me think. Okay, something like this. Okay, this is too defensive. This could work. White centre back. This guy box midfielder. This guy can be a deep line playmaker. Alright. Then this guy can be a tracker, or he can be playing from this position. Okay. You can still work. This can still work. Then you get or you go like a 5-2-2-1. The 5-2-2-1 is the ultimate box. Yeah. This is the best box right now because it's giving you a lot of options. This is the best attacking option right now in the game. Right? It's solid defensively. Then you defend because this defensiveness is too dangerous. Right? So this is a lot better. Like you put Kolasinac here, then Musa here. I don't know where Breskiani is going to be playing. I don't know where all these players are playing. Never mind, I just confirm and go home. I have no clue. Now I'm not going to bother. Okay. But I would recommend 5-2-2-1. A bit 5-2-2-1. Or if you're going to play a box, stick to a 4-4-2, the 4-2-2-2-2-2 box. The 4-2-2-2 box. This is what we are definitely going to concede a goal. Yeah, because we made some crazy choices in our tactic. Okay, so we got Musa, Edison is here, Durun is there. Okay, that's out of possession is correct. So Edison, where are you? I don't see you. Where did you go? Edison is here. Where's Durun? Durun is here. Okay, why is Edison back here then? Out of possession. Kolasinac. Okay, so we want 1-2-1. This is so weird. Okay. Okay, but out of possession, they moved into this shape. I don't think this. The problem is this out of possession shape. Yeah, the problem is this. That's why you lose the. That's why this area of the game is costing you goals. So what you need is actually a 3 or a 4, right? So you're either playing a 3 or a 4. So if you wanted to, you just play a 4, right? So your 4 would be more like this. You drop into this, then you'll be safe. Then you can switch back into this, right? So you can play your original 4, which is what you had just now. Okay, where is it? This one, right? So this is your original tactic. I say this one, and then you switch to this. Hey, wait, sorry, my bad. Then you switch to this, out of possession. Then you go into this. Okay, what you could do to make it more interesting is, okay, you play this guy higher and you play this guy higher, right? Now, out of possession, you play them higher. Okay? I know it sounds crazy, okay. Out of possession, they play. I don't know. This could be quite crazy, but okay. So what is this guy? This guy is not oppressing. So in possession, we want them to go higher. Box to box. Box to box. Channel. We go channel. Okay. So you guys go to the channel to support play. You guys are going up. So these guys will be the 4. Okay. Then when you lose the ball, they come into these positions. Don't make the AOP. The OP same as IP, okay lah, but your shape is a bit unique, right? So the problem is you cannot make your IP shape, your OP shape the same as your IP because you are not defending your flanks. You see the problem. You don't have players in the fullback positions. You need to put somebody in the fullback position, somebody to defend the area. You haven't got anybody there. That is the reason why you're conceding goals on the flanks, right? So I kept this as an IP. But I change this to OP, which is essentially almost the same as what you're doing, but I get these guys to drop a bit deeper. So instead of them being here, getting exposed, we drop them deeper. And then in the attack, what happens is your midfielders now are pushing up to support play because your midfielders are actually staying back, which overexposes your wingbacks when you go down the flanks. So now the central midfielders joining the transitions when the ball is moving out the pitch. So the whole team goes up. But if they lose the ball, those wingbacks, they drop into fullback positions. At least now you are cohesive, right? You're moving up as one unit and you're coming down as one unit. And you're not leaving the gaps exposed on the flanks. So this would definitely be much better because I think that if you do it this way, right? This way, in possession like this, right? Yeah, no problem. This is even better than the original way of playing. In fact, I want to change my 4-2-2 box to this right now. Because this is exactly what I want my 4-2-2 box to do. I want these guys flying up the wings like crazy. I don't want them to play as wingbacks. I want them to play as wingers. I want them here in these positions. So they will put so much pressure. But in doing so, these channel guys are going to come here to support them when they go up. So guaranteed we'll have support down the flanks. But when we lose the ball, these two guys make sure that they put a lot of pressure on their backline so they cannot work the ball through their DMs. They have to go down the flanks. Because they're going down the flanks, we'll buy some time for our players. All we got to do, if they send it down, as our players are going back to defend, we should be able to intercept the balls. At least that's the theory. Now this might work. I would recommend this is what you try it out. Look at this, man. In the game of Football Manager, there's balloons and all kinds of artifacts in the game, no? After they score a goal. Look at that. And then what we do is change camera angle. Do artifacts. Then we come back here, artifacts mysteriously disappear. Magic. Yeah, so it's changed to a standard box. Look at how we're playing now. You get the best of both worlds. You will get the best. In fact, now my box tactic is going to change to this now. Because you just made my box tactic better. You just made my box tactic. Because I was thinking, I want to make my box tactic really go and smash teams, right? Especially when I'm playing network play, right? Because it'll be very hard to defend against it. Because any player who's got a DM tactic, right? They will die. They cannot play the ball out from the back already. They won't be able to play anything out from the back. How are they going to play out from the back? These guys are dead now. They can't play the ball out. They have to depend on these two guys. But this guy is playing at advanced wing back. So high up the pitch. Game over. Because they lose the ball, we got 4 players waiting for them. So this is an option that you can try out. Keep the counter press on. You want the counter press because your out of possession shape has got 4 players in the final third, right? You definitely want to maintain the counter press. You do not want to take it off. Right? So this was your original tactic, right? Then you did this, right? So my advice is you keep this. This is nice, but change these guys to channel midfielders, right? Both of them, so they support the ones win back when they get the ball. Turn both these guys into box-to-box midfielders so they move up with the tactic as you're attacking, right? Because this in possession, right? You want them to go up the pitch because you want them to support the attacks. But when you lose the ball, all they do is come here. These 2 guys come back and these 2 guys go forward. Because you already have 6 guys defending, you don't need any more than that. Okay? What you want to do is buy time for your fullbacks to get back. If you put these guys here, they have to play the ball to their wingbacks, right? And they're not going to play they're not going to play a raking pass to the wingbacks when they have these 2 guys there. They're going to try and, play it a bit more safer, right? This will buy time for your fullbacks to get back. This tactic will do much better that way. Okay, next is Khaled, your tactic. Okay, we're going to look at this tactic. I'm just going to talk this tactic through. Okay, all right. I'm just going to talk. Then I'm going to share with you what I think. In possession, very attacking. Out of possession, drops into this. This is good. But this is too defensive. Way too defensive. For a strikerless defending tactic, you don't need this. You just put these guys here. Don't do what you're doing right now, okay? You want to do something, you just play them you can play them as screening or you can play them as pressing. This guy can be a tracking, attacking midfielder. He comes back to help you defend. These 2 guys can stay in those positions. When you play these guys back here, you're creating too much. You want to put pressure somewhere in your tactic, right? But you're putting all the defending. You asking a team to do all the defending in your own third. You should try and do all your defending near the halfway line. Tiki, I did your tactic at the start, lah. Yeah. Your tactic was done at the start. Yeah, because you uploaded your tactic earlier. Yeah, I haven't done your tactic yet, Tiki. Oh, sorry, I'll do your tactic next. Don't worry, I'll talk this tactic through first. So what you want to do is tracking, attacking midfielders, dropping into this hole, right? Okay, so this will cover this area. So what you should do is actually set up like this. These strikeless tactics, play them like that. Okay, but I'm telling you right now, in possession, strikeless is not very. Out of possession, strikeless is still decent. In possession, you should. But this is a complete. Okay. Wow, not everybody. You gotta play. Don't just play advanced wing back. Why play wing back? Why you push him here and then ask him to wing back? You get him to just drive at teams. Then this guy becomes inside forward. These guys go in and these guys give you the wing. Why is this guy an attacking playmaker? You don't have time to do attacking playmaker. This one channel forward. Moves left and right. This guy may be attacking playmaker, but there's a lot of driving in this tactic. A lot of running up the pitch. If you're feeling like it's too risky, then play wing back. But get these guys to come inside. So these guys have space to operate. And then this is a center mid and this is an AP. AP is a bit. Yeah, I'm putting an AP here because We need this guy to move left and right so these guys can start scoring goals. Then out of possession, they drop into these positions. That's it. So that's all you need to do with this tactic. Keep it simple. Don't try too hard to make changes to this tactic. Yeah, because this is fine as it is, right? You could also do this. This can also work. Attacking wise, box to box, AP. Like a 4-2-3-1, but very aggressive. Yeah, this could work, but again, when you play a tactic like this, when you lose the ball, it must fall into these positions after that. But then your tactic is there's too much difference between an in possession or possession tactic, forcing you to give up counter press. Whenever your tactics are too diametrically opposed, especially in front, right? If you have 4 players in attack and you still have 4 players in defense, then play counter press. If you have 4 players in attack and 2 players in defense, 2 players when you're defending, then don't play counter press. That's the rule. You don't do that. So we don't have enough, so don't play counter press. But yeah, I would stick to the original setup that I suggested just now. Yeah, that's what I would do. I wouldn't try to. Yeah, this guy should be a channel forward. Goes left and right. This guy inside forward, inside. Too many creative juices in the tactic. You got wing back. This guy should really be a channel midfielder. Yeah. Support the flanks. That guy can be AP. Yeah, then you got some options in your tactic. In fact, channel midfielder, this guy can be winger, man. Then you got slightly different flavor on one side of the pitch and slightly different flavor on the other side of the pitch. You might even get cross-diagonal goals in this tactic. Yeah. Then out of possession, yeah, I would just, this is too defensive. Don't ever do that. You want them to press, just put them here. Press. Higher. Don't press. Because in a game, right, these guys are going to be pressing at the halfway line already. You know? Now you're telling them to press in your own third. You're opening up space. You're asking for trouble, especially for this tactic. Okay, tiki press, your tactic. Let's go. Hopefully the game doesn't do what we did. Just not the game soft lock, right? Let's try the thing again. I know it soft locks nowadays, which is quite sad. We had an application error the day before. I had my first crash on Football Manager 26 since installing the game. No, the day before the patch, the first time ever. In possession, out of possession. Okay. Okay. In possession, inside forward, invert. Oh, okay. Wide centre back, wide centre midfielder. Oh my god, everybody's in the same spaces. Yeah, I don't like this because everyone's in the same spaces, right? Everybody's this tactic is way too congested. Yeah, and then it's way too congested. Pressing central midfielder, okay. So here in possession, wide centre mid. Then after that, inverted wing back here. Then inside forward also here. So everybody's in the half channels. Nobody is giving you width in this tactic. This tactic sacrifices width when it uses inverted wing backs. The worst singularly the worst role in the whole game, right? This, if I were to give roles tiers, this D, E tier, no. Inverted wing back is like a D tier role. No. It's the one role you don't touch with a 10-foot pole. Because it's like, when you use this role, you are actually giving up attacking options in your tactic. It's the only role that takes away attacking options from your tactic. Completely takes it away. So this is the single worst role in the game. No other role takes a candle, can light a candle to that. It's the worst role. Because it does not create, he doesn't create, he just stands there like a dummy. Okay? So you might as well use the playing wingback. Because at least he tries to create something. And even then, the playing wingback doesn't even go down the flanks, right? So the best role, hands down, for this kind of play is the false fullback, the one I spoke about last time, taught you guys how to do it. That's the only role you should be playing. See this guy coming. You see the jam? See what I meant? You got no width in this tactic. Because you play inside forwards, they're going to come in here. So they're already marked. They're already marked, right? So where is your playmaking goals? Where's your playmaking coming from? Nowhere. So if you wanted to play this kind of tactic, especially with inverted wingbacks, you need these two roles. The rule is, the moment you play inverted wingbacks, the role in front of them must be wingers. This is the reason why inverted wingbacks are singularly the worst role in the game. Because you got no choice. You play inverted wingback, the guy in front must be a winger. If not, this is going to happen. So if you do this, then these two guys better be very good at playing the ball. Then you have to play all these kind of, these guys will be fast and running into defenders, pass into space, has to be there, nothing's happening. See what I mean? So you've got to do that. So if you're gonna do this kind of a tactic, then what you should be doing is your roles here. This guy is a playmaker. This guy is a white center bit. This guy is a white center bit. So this guy can be what? Playmaker, attacking midfielder. Because these guys aren't going anywhere. Right? They're defending well. So why doesn't this guy charge in? So if I were you, I'll turn this guy though. If you want to play this tactic again, this guy becomes a winger, right? Okay, he becomes a winger. This guy can be a center forward. Turn this guy into like a attacking midfielder. Turn this guy into another attacking midfielder. Turn this guy into a DLP and see what happens. Okay, let's do that now. All right, so we're gonna come in here, winger, attacking mid. Now team instructions. Out of possession or in possession. The pass into space. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's go. There's only instructions I made, huh? Okay, so now we're gonna do something. Look at the width. Look at where he is now. Immediately we got width in our tactic. And what is happening now? These two guys are running into the center. This guy is in the center. He's a threat. So now my players have got an option to pass the ball. That is why the inverted wingback is like the role, right? When you use the inverted wingback, you got no choice. Don't try to be a genius. Don't try and play. It's just the freaking match engine. It's like the rules of the match engine. Yeah. I know people might disagree. No, he cannot be right. I'm telling you, 100% I'm right. Okay. There's no other way. Because some joker a few years ago decided to complain to SI that the inverted wingback needs to stay in the middle. So they were actually listened to him. And when they did, they destroyed the inverted wingback. It became singularly the worst role in the game. All because one joker thought it was a really good idea to do that. And we scored the goal. Because we have width in our tactic. See? That easy. So if you want to play with inverted wingbacks, you must use wingers. And then when you have inverted wingbacks, those guys in the middle, right? If you put them into the they're all just going to run out of passing options because everybody's in a channel. He's all going to be marked. You just you asking the opposition to actually occupy the space, same spaces as your players. So you want to create space. And this is Modena, no? We should be hammering Modena. There's no reason to be not all over Modena. So what else can you do? You can actually turn you can play the false fullback this tactic. So by having attacking midfielders running through the middle and this guy's giving us width and this guy's staying as a centre forward, we give ourselves some options. Because these guys are protecting the middle. Then on top of that, we got DLP, right? The DLP can play those kind of passes. So this could be the kind of tactic, right? If you had a playmaker, right? Like Andre Pirlo, he's going to have a good time in this tactic, man. He's going to have options to, So you've got those fast, aggressive AMs kind of players, CMs who can run into teams, right? Oh man, this is going to be sweet. So I didn't change your out of possession. I didn't not touch it. I don't think need to too much. The only thing I worry about out of possession setups is when people have the banks are really close, right? You got a backline and a midfield and they are really close, and then people start putting in maximum trigger press. That is a problem. Then you might end up opening the space between the lines, and when that happens, you can see goals. There we go. We should have scored earlier. Never mind. They scored the equalizer. 100%. No! Disallowed. Oh, we're going to eke out a win, is it? Oh, the other thing you can do, Football Manager, very, very fun. Okay. You're leading, right? Dung, dung. You don't want to lose the game, right? Boom, boom. Where's the trainer? Not counter press. Standard. Where's the defensive transition? That's the one. Okay. No, not regroup. Where's the attacking thing? Shit, I don't even know this game anymore. Where is it? Attacking transition. There's it. Okay, whole shape. Whole shape. See how the game. The best form of time wasting. And you cannot hold shape with your tactic right now. You will lose the ball. The current tactic they had, where you had everybody sitting in the channels, right? So you had channel midfielder, inside forward, and inverted wing back, all in one row. Yeah, because they're all channel roles. Inverted wing back is a channel role. Inside forward is a channel role. Channel midfielder is a channel role. So you chose 3 guys to play in the same positions, in the same tier. First rule of football. You only want to have maximum 2. That's the first rule of football. Okay, and you don't want the 2 to be in the same, like, fullback, midfielder. It has to be fullback, winger, same tier, right? So fullback and the winger, so that they can zigzag the ball out, create the passing diamonds. That's what the coaches want to see, right? So how do I know all this? I happen to spend too much time in my youth reading too many books. Yeah, I got nothing better to do in my life. I'm such a lonely person. Books are my lovers. Okay, that's all I had. Can you give some advice for when developing tactics? I sometimes feel lost when I develop new tactics. Okay, start with the simple things, right? Okay, when you want to develop tactic, ask yourself what you want to do. Okay, the best advice I can give people is this, right? Start with your defensive line and your line engagement. That's it. And your block. So you got 3 things, right? So defensive line determines how high up the pitch your back line is going to go and where you're going to start defending. No, rather how high up the pitch you're going to go. That's it. Don't get confused. People say it's like how deep you drop and whatever nonsense. That's all bollocks. Okay, that's all wrong. The thing is that your block, right, determines exactly where the strikers are going to start pressing. So high block means near the halfway line, just in front of the semicircle, the top end of the the circle, right? You draw the line in the middle, right? Okay, the top end is where the strikers are going to start pressing in a high block. In a mid block is on the center line. In a low block is the other end of the circle in your half. That's how it works in the game. And close to in real life. I mean, real life is a bit better, but in the game, that's how it seems to be operating. So determine where you want that line to be for yourself. Then approach the game from that point of view. So always start with your team instructions first. Identify the players. If you want to play like a highly pressing system, then you need to get the right kind of players. So understanding attributes becomes very important. So whenever you want to develop a new tactic, keep it, long time no see, man. How are you, brother? So if you are going to make a tactic, first keep it simple, right? Start with the basics. You start with a good beginner tactic is 4-2-3-1, right? You want to master tactics, play a 4-4-2. You want to have a defensively rugged tactic, is a 4-3-3, but then that becomes a challenge because it requires a bit more knowledge of the game for you to be able to extract lots of goals from the tactic, right? Otherwise, most people are getting like 1-0 score lines. Then understand roles in general, like which are the roles that go into the channels, which are the roles that stay wide, because you want the tactic to spread play out, but you don't want to do it with things like, I need to go wider. That's stupid. Okay, in the game of Football Manager, wider just means I will send the ball to the flanks more often. When you play narrow, just sending the ball into the middle, to the center, to the inside more often. Then players are positioned a bit closer. That's it. That's fundamentally that's the game. It's not too complicated, but people overcomplicate the game. The game is actually very, very simple. It's so simple, right? It's so damn simple, but there's way too much overcomplicate. There's so much theory about this has to do this and nonsense that was going on for years, right? Oh, when you make an attacking tactic, you must have so many attacking roles, or they have permutations as well. Somebody comes up with a bloody app, whatever nonsense, and then go, for this kind of tactic, you need this role, this role, this role, this role, this role. People are selling eyeballs. Okay. This game is so simple. My son makes tactics. Okay. Like he came to me, Dad, how do you make tactics? I explained to him. He made tactics. Now he played the game. He gave up after about 2 weeks, right? He said, Daddy, I don't want to play the game anymore. I said, why? Because he kept winning. He said he had enough of the game. He said, I don't want to play the game anymore. Because he wanted to manage Ronaldo. That's all he wanted to do. Yeah. So that was it for him. The game lasted 2 weeks in his hands. Yeah, he was playing the touch version on the iPad. Yeah, it works great for kids. But so I would keep it simple, right? Understand attributes as well. Aggression, you want to play high intensity games. I would wonder why your player doesn't go and press the opposition player. Aggression, he doesn't have it. Or bravery, he doesn't have it. Why your defenders always seem to be go AWOL when the ball goes over the top of their head. Concentration. So attributes become important as well because this game is ultimately about numbers. And the minimum attribute they need for all your games is like 12. Like you play top tier football, it's 12. So my advice is start small. Start basic. Don't make too many changes in your tactic. Right? Start with a 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3. These are the tactics, right? So start with them first and keep it simple. Do you know what's the best advice I can give anybody right now? Keep your in possession, out of possession shape the same. The same. Don't go and create some like, in possession should be attacking, out of possession, I want them all to come down. Dude, seriously, don't. Don't do that first. Make it the same first, and then just use the rolls to tell him to come back. Because tracking winger comes all the way back. He follows the target. Outlet stays attacking. Generic does a bit of both. Most of my tactics are generic. And I think everybody who has been following this stream, now most of you are, your in possession, out of possession tactics are the same. So that could be easy. So I would advise you to keep it simple and use, create the, when you want to make the tactic, right? Don't overcomplicate. Because the easiest thing about Football Manager 26 at its core, right, is a terrible game. Okay. All right. The data is just waste of time. I don't even replicate tactics. No. I don't want to replicate tactics because none of the data supports anything that they're playing in real life. So I can't, it's a bit disingenuous of me to go out there and say, hey, you know what? Hey, this is a replication of Barcelona. Bullshit. I'm lying because I can't prove it. I can't prove it. I can, look at it. They look like Barcelona playing like hell. You need data to justify what you're saying. And I can't do that, right? With the data in the game just doesn't make sense. So, but the tactic side, making tactical changes, making the gameplay, scoring the goals, that works. That works brilliantly. I think that is one of the tactical match engine creator right now. The match engine is one of the best I've seen, right? There are still bugs. Yeah, there are some bugs, but not major enough for one to say, oh, the game is unplayable. So stick with the game. If you want to play tactics, right, you might as well play the game for its tactics, right? Maybe this is a learning curve. Maybe it's for us, learning curve. Hey, we're giving you a year or two, get good with the game. Because the next game is coming is a bit more harder, then cool. There's no good news for FM27 except we all can hope. Anyway, guys, I want to thank everybody for coming for today's stream. I got to go and make sure my kids are at least finishing their dinner. I give them 2 hours to finish their dinner. Damn it. I think what they're going to do is they're going to go after all the fried chicken because there's fried chicken as well. I know my boys, they're going to look, the moment they saw the fried chicken, they went like, they are boys. The moment the father disappears, the number of times the dinner was not finished, right? I come down and look at the food. What did you guys eat? No waiting. Then I see the cookies in front of them. I say, I can't blame them. I'll do the same, right? We're all kids at one point. Right? So I thank everyone coming to today's stream. I might be streaming later, but it'll probably be a different game. But even if I'm streaming a different game, you can always ask me questions about Football Manager. Come to the stream and say hi. Because after the year I've had with Football Manager, I really need to go and whack somebody on the head with an axe. Okay, you guys stay safe. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.